Assalamu alaikum. So I've had quite a few questions and seen a lot of videos and just discussion around how to get married as a Muslim, picking a spouse, that sort of thing. So I want to do a very brief video about how I met and ended up married to my husband, who is Imam Shafi 5 on here. So I had actually been Muslim for about 3 years before I ended up going to the masjid and meeting with the imam, with a friend of mine, a sister I'd met at a retreat, to discuss how to go about getting married Islamically. The imam, asked me just kind of what my priorities were, what I was looking for, and he told me he knew a couple brothers that I might be compatible with, and that he would set up a meeting with them and him. So I ended up meeting with the first brother. He had me bring several sisters I was friends with to this meeting, I think to kind of intimidate him a little, be sure the balance of power was, favorable. And so I just I was very blunt, and I said, basically, I want to be home. I don't want to work unless it's absolutely necessary. I want to have children within the next 2-3 years, if possible. I'm not interested in dating. I'm not interested in chit-chatting. If we find each other's terms agreeable, I want us to be married, very quickly. And the brother seemed a little nervous, and so we both went our separate ways. And I actually had an auntie pull me aside after this meeting and tell me, sister, you need to, don't say those things. Don't tell him you don't want to work. You don't know that for sure. You're going to scare him off. And I told her pretty bluntly that, good. Like, if my standards, my kind of non-negotiable points scare him off, then alhamdulillah, I know I'm not wasting time, right? So my biggest advice is to be very blunt about what is important to you, but really, really narrow it down to the factors that are the most important. To me, I'm an American. I've been working since I was 14 years old. I was over it. I knew for a fact that was not how I wanted to spend most of my time. I knew I wanted to have children, and I knew I did not want to date. I did not want to play games. So I was very blunt about those things. We didn't talk about hobbies. We didn't talk about favorite foods. We didn't talk about any of those superfluous things, because those come later. Anybody can agree to share hobbies if you're truly compassionate and merciful to each other. But long story short, similar conversation ended up happening with the second brother through the imam. I didn't actually even meet him, because the imam was kind of disappointed with how things went with the first brother. The imam basically scolded these brothers for not being serious enough, and then I ended up marrying the imam. So alhamdulillah, sister, hold your standards. If Allah removes something from you, it's because He fully intends to replace it with something far better. Alhamdulillah.